Genesis, the 49th chapter. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, Gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which will befall you in the last days. Gather yourselves together and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. Issachar is a strong ass crouching down between two burdens. Now let's take a closer look according to scriptures what this animal represents. The donkey is a beast of burden, and it has 6 very important attributes I'd like you to take a look at. The first one would be hard work and ingenuity. Ingenuity is the ability to get things done with limited resources.
We've been talking about these Mexicans. They talking about kicking the Mexicans out and creating a wall for the Mexicans. Well, first of all, I got to say this, because if you get rid of the Mexicans, there ain't gonna be no landscaping done. Ain't gonna be no construction being done.
Mexicans are the hardest working people on the planet. You know why I say the planet? Look at Europe. You know why everything's so old in Europe? Because they don't have any Mexicans there to build them new shit.
Another attribute would be loyalty. Isaiah 1:3, the ox knoweth his owner, and the donkey his master's crib. And as you can see in this clip, this donkey is fiercely defending his master's land. Another attribute of the donkey is humility. This is John 1:14. And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, and the glory of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. Hebrews 10:7. Then I said, Behold, I have come in the volume of the book. It was written of me. So our Lord Yahushua, he came to Jerusalem on a donkey. This was a great sign of humility. He could have showed up on a Clydesdale. He could have showed up on a war elephant, but he chose to show up on the beast of burden. And the 5th attribute of the donkey is stubbornness. Now one can be stubborn in faithfulness and righteousness. This is the book of Job 2:9. Then said his wife unto him, Dost thou still retain thine integrity? Curse God and die. But he said unto her, Thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of the Most High? And shall we not receive evil? In all this, Job did not sin with his lips. So Job, he reminds me of an old school Issacharite, stubborn and tough, but he was stubborn in righteousness. For you so-called Mexicans, we could definitely see that attribute with our grandfathers and grandmothers and our uncles and our aunts. And there's a flip side to that stubbornness. Let's get Romans 10:2. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. Now our people, part of our negative stubbornness is we refuse to leave these idols. Our people have even gone into witchcraft called Santeria, similar to that of voodoo. The 6th and final attribute of the donkey is to have those burdens to bear, to be a tributary.
Para él. ¿Qué es ese güey? Donald Trump. Pues hijo de su chingada madre que dice que somos unos rateros. Mira cómo se gana. Mire, hijo de la chingada, cómo andamos violando. Será las estacas. Cómo nos andamos partiendo la madre aquí para sacar para tragar. Ahora otra cosa. ¿Y cuáles son tus drogas? Semana gano $1,100. El gobierno me quita 350 para darle de tragar. Tu bola de desempleados, drogadictos, güeyes. Acá los muchachos partiéndose la madre en el solazo. ¿A cómo estamos de caliente? Estamos a 107 grados Fahrenheit. Ya hasta un poco menos, estábamos a 115. Vean los pobres muchachos allá. Miren nomás cómo están. Aquí Nelson también en chingas. ¿Cuáles violadores y criminales? ¿Cuál es la droga que usas? La droga que uso es esta, la droga, hijo de tu chingada madre. Esta es la droga y con esto es lo que me empedo, cabrón.
Let's carry on with Genesis, the 49th chapter, and the 15th verse. And he saw that rest was good. Now, when we talk about rest, we're not just talking about siestas. We're also talking about fiestas, festivals, and celebrations. And there's none quite like the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that are known for our celebrations. And through our celebrations, the world will see our flavor.
Whoa. There's his hat. I love that.
And the land that it was pleasant. Osrith, also known as the other land, Mesoamerica, North America, the Most High Yahweh, he provided us with plenty of yielding and plenty of crops. This pleasant land would provide us with jewels, gold, silver, lead, brass, copper, tin, and precious stones. We had such an abundance of gold, a matter of fact, that we would rather trade each other with other things. Here you see the gold mines in Mesoamerica and South America, where later our enemies would make us dig these up as tributary to them. Our abundance in gold was so much that we would rather trade each other coca beans for making chocolate, corn for masa to make tamales and tortillas, and also dry chili beans. These were our currency back then. Once again, our gold was such an abundance we would rather trade other things. Some of the smaller tribes would even use these things to pay tribute unto the top tribes, and bowed his shoulder to bear, and became a servant unto tributary. Part of Issachar, or the Mexica, is that the smaller tribes would pay tributary to the top tribes. After we were conquered by the Spanish, we would pay tributary unto them. Here in America, we would also be treated like tributaries. We would have some leaders like Julio Cesar Chavez who would rise up. He would try to get our people equal treatment in the street and in the fields. We are barely just scratching the surface with Genesis 49, 14, and 15. There is still a lot more to come. We're going to go into this history like no other group has gone into it before. So with that, I just want to say all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakudash. This is the D.O.C. Shalom.